Yo, what it do? It's your boy Bodine, and you are now tuned into another episode of STLvsErrbody on Loco Radio. Shout out to our sponsors, Urban Chestnut, Amazon Prime, and Fro Nation Apparel. Today, I have a very special guest. As you can see, we have some lovely items on the table. We have a designed towel, drink shots. We have what's it called, a thermos? Thermos.
Yep,
yeah, thermos. We got a coffee. We got a coffee cup. We have a license plates. We have coasters.
And your compact mirror.
And our compact mirror. And this is all designed by FanIISeeDesigns from the lovely Clare McGale.
Hey.
What's up, man? How you been?
Good, and you?
Pretty good. It's been a minute.
It has. You know, we were discussing before the show started how I used to be the interviewer.
Yeah.
Now I'm the interviewee. This is so cool.
I know. Yes. So she used to be a radio host. She had a show called Intimate Nights.
That's right. Setting the mood. No,
5 years ago. 5? Was it 5?
It was a little bit longer than that. Damn. Yeah, but we haven't been in contact for about 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's been new?
You know what? This venture here has been the vocal point of my life recently.
Okay.
After military life, just decided like everyone else with COVID, we had more time to spend at home.
Yeah.
Get in touch with our passions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is a passion I've had for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the heat press set in my basement, literally probably as long as you've seen me.
Wow.
So all the supplies and everything have sat down there. And like I said, COVID came about, and then the encouragement from my fiance came about, and my daughter, my family. Hey, won't you get out there and share your passion with everyone else? And so we came up with Fantasy Designs. It's a play on words, FAN, the number 2,
Yeah.
SEE. Like I'm a fan to see the design, so play on words there. And I know how far back that goes because AJ Chappelle, shout out to him, he's a graphic designer and he's a wonderful photographer down in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
He did my original logo, and so this is something that, like I said, it's really old, but COVID brought it out even more. But we focus on branding for different businesses. So we want to brand your merchandise, and in any way possible, as you stated, all the things here on the table, plus much more is offered from our company, to just get you out there, get your presence there. Best presence is when you're not seen. So, leave your item on the table, leave a water bottle somewhere. It's just like a pen, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody takes a pen and eventually they read it.
Exactly.
So that's what we're here for, to help those businesses grow in their branding.
Now you said that Fantasy Designs started during COVID, right?
Yep.
And what were you doing before you decided to venture off into Fantasy Designs?
So I was doing two things. So one, I was in the military, the Air Force. Shout out to the Air Force.
Shout out. Salute.
The best branch ever, just so you know. But I was in the Air Force, and I was on active orders, and then I came off of active orders, and I began working as a stockbroker. So I had just been doing that for quite some time, and I said, I love what I do, but I'm not in love with what I do. It's like that relationship that you have. You're like, oh, I love it. It's awesome. It's feeding my needs, my financial needs, but it's not feeding my soul.
Right.
So like I said, with the encouragement of my family, I started to just do shirts, like, oh, okay, I'll do a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what, shirts are cool, but people need to think outside the box when they start to brand.
Yeah.
And so then I started, like everybody else, I started watching YouTube. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, okay, what else can I do? And that's how all the items started to come about one by one. Try to stay in my lane, though, not get too far out there. But just the main things that I feel are needed when you're branding. The license plate is my favorite to me. Like just recently, I have my license plate done with my new venture, Crafting Unleashed, and we can talk about that a little bit later.
For sure.
But a young lady, she came up to me in the parking lot and she said, hey, I saw your plate. What do you do? Mm-hmm. And it's a conversation starter, and just so you know, you do not need a plate in the state of Missouri, okay? So you can get one of these.
Okay.
Not a front plate, at least. And so it was a conversation starter,
right.
And she ended up being a clientele and even a student, and even a student, with me here recently. And so that's the type of thing that keeps me moving, that keeps me motivated, that what I'm doing is on the right path And what we really like about our brand is that everything that you see here is something that's permanent.
Yes.
You know, of course, there's many forms of print out there, and they all have their pros and cons.
Right.
But for us, dye sublimation process is awesome because it's permanent. You know, the tile is permanently dyed, the license plate, your shot glasses, everything. And so it's just everlasting. It's something that someone can have forever without one day washing and saying, oh my God, the 2 letters came off in the washer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's what that's why we really stick to what we know. Now we do partake in vinyl printing and other types of printing, screen printing and things of that nature.
That's the shirt that you got on. It's made by you also?
Yes, this is dye sublimation. Buy black and pay full price, okay?
What's the explain that slogan, buy black and pay full price. What's the importance of buying black and paying full price for like black products?
Absolutely. So as you and I were talking about, I created this shirt myself, and it's because so many times when African Americans come to one another in business, we want to support sometimes just because, oh, you're African American, so I want to buy from you. But here's the caveat. Can I get a discount? Mm-hmm. Because you know, at Walmart it's $3.99. So you think I can get a shirt from you for $3.99, not realizing that we don't have the same mass production as a company like Walmart. You know, like when people come to my home in the basement, they see that I'm literally there in front of the press, in front of the computer, designing, printing, doing all that. You have to pay the individual for the time that they're putting into the product. Mm-hmm. So when you buy black, don't just buy black because the person is black. Buy black and value their product and their business and who they are as a business owner. And so that's why that message is just so important to me, because when I buy from other African Americans, I'm definitely not looking for the discount. Now, if you got a sale going on, like anybody else, I love a good sale. But it's not my notion to ask you for that.
Okay. Yeah. We definitely need to stop asking our friends and stuff for discounts when we don't ask, you know, Nike for discounts. Now, we would take the discount from Nike if they gave it to us, but, you know, we already kind of have like a general idea what that price is going to be for those new Jordans, and we, you know, spend that bread.
That's right. And especially when you have, and like I said, I'm not the only person out here customizing items, of course. Yeah. So I really want to let people know, when you're asking someone to customize something and you're paying $45 or $50, mm-hmm. there really shouldn't be much of a complaint when you pay Nike $85 for a swoosh. That swoosh has nothing to do with you personally. It has nothing to do with branding your business further or anything of that nature. It's personal, you know. So
what's the swoosh?
The swoosh, the Nike swoosh.
Okay, got you.
The swoosh, the Nike swoosh. You know,
slow moment.
That's
slow
okay.
Moment.
The Nike swoosh. You know, I've seen sweatshirts with literally nothing but the Nike swoosh, you know, embroidered on there, mm-hmm. and the material's nice, great, but you pay $85 for that with no question. Mm-hmm. But when you get something customized from someone and they say, "Oh, it's $50," you're like, $50. Mm-hmm. You know, let's not do that to one another. Let's once again, let's put value to what we're getting.
Mm-hmm. We were talking outside of, you know, the show. Mm-hmm. You was talking about how you made that leap, you know what I'm saying, from leaving your full-time job, mm-hmm. which is a pretty good job, to doing this full time. What are the pros and cons of doing that? Or are there any, you know what I'm saying, cons?
You know, the only con is the one that we are mentally trained to be dependent upon a set salary, right? Or a set paycheck. But that's a mentality that sometimes needs to be broken. Yeah. Because when you become dependent upon that paycheck, then you're willing to do anything at work just to get that paycheck. And people go years without being recognized at their job, without a promotion at their job. But the only thing that their mentality is that I get a steady paycheck. Yeah. So that's the only con. But the pro to being your own business owner, your own entrepreneur, is that you are constantly just hungry and you're constantly hustling, right? Because you know that if you don't do, you won't get. So it's almost like you give yourself a promotion. You know, when you do what you're supposed to, and you put in that time towards your business, you can get a promotion every day.
Facts.
You know what I mean? You can sell more products tomorrow than you sold today, and you can leave more good reviews for a client to say, "Girl, I went to that person. You know, hey man, I went to that person. They did a great job." Yeah. And that recognition comes back sooner, quicker. Like I said, you're on your job for a long time, and I mean, I've been on jobs sometimes and never been recognized. You know. And then when it's time to go, when you're like, you're giving your 2 weeks notice, it's like, oh, you were so amazing. Why are you leaving? We don't want you to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But for 2 years, you didn't give me a raise. I don't have an award on my desk, such and such has awards and they only been here 2 months, you know? So I love being an entrepreneur, and I really say that there's no cons, in my opinion, because I'm constantly looking towards the bigger picture. As you and I were saying before, I'm constantly looking towards what am I working towards.
Yeah.
So when I'm looking towards that, there's no time to look at a con. So that's what I feel.
Yeah, man, I definitely agree with that. A lot of these companies don't appreciate what you bring to the company, what you bring to the table. They're quick to dispose of you, if you slip up or they feel you slipped up or if they get somebody better. I watched when my dad was like sick, and when he died, you just got replaced real quick, which is understandable. It's a business, but you're just replaceable. You know what I mean? Like you don't add no for real value. It's not bringing anything to your generation or wealth or anything.
Right. And that's why I tell people, if you are the individual that's not ready to take that leap of faith and you find comfort in work, I don't want to say that there's anything wrong with that, because it's like for every leader you need 10 followers, right? Everybody can't lead. Everyone's not made to be a leader. So everyone's not made to be and you guys take this as I know people like to play on words, but everyone, whether we like it or not, are not made to be entrepreneurs. Somebody has to be the employee. Somebody has to be the employer, right? So I always tell people, if you are that person who has to be an employer and you have to have that safety net, and I take this back because I do stocks and bonds. So if you that safe investor, right? Make sure that you are reading, your rights. So like, take a mental day. You have a right to take off of work for your mental. You know what I mean? Even if you feel like you're going through life and you need time, there's something called short-term disability that all companies have for full-time employees and sometimes part-time employees. Read your employee handbook and find out, like, you may have up to 12 weeks that you can actually take off work legally and take that mental break that you need and still get paid. So, you have to be at your job 12 months for most companies, but do read that if you've been on your job. Know your rights as an employer. As an employee. That way, when you do need that time, you take that time. Don't just, like you said, you're replaceable, So if you're sitting up there going crazy because home is busy and life is busy, but you got to come in every day, know that you have the right to take off. Yeah. Get yourself together, because they will replace you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat. Being that you have your own business and you're doing it full time now, far as the support, the clientele that you're getting, do you see people that support more, or is it just random people that support your business more?
You know what? Like I said, 95% of my supporters are people I've never met before. Damn. And when I say never met, I mean like no social media contact. I mean, they literally add me and then say, hi, I spoke to so-and-so and you did this for them and they referred you. It like we were talking, it takes me back to the olden days. I don't know if people remember, but Nike was literally created out of the trunk of a car. Wow. And he stood there. I did a paper on this. Look at me. Those papers come in handy. Hell but yeah. Literally, he stood there after track practice and would say, hey, do you guys need some new shoes? Come see what I have. And that's literally how Nike got its start, word of mouth. He literally stood outside in the trunk of his car with his product and just started selling the shoes, and then it got picked up, of course, got really big when Michael Jordan brought out Chuck Taylor and all that good stuff. Yeah. But that's how I believe my business is ran. And you and I were talking about how some high-end companies don't have commercials. You're never going to see a Rolls-Royce commercial. Right. There's just value to it, and you just know it, right? Thanks. And that's pretty much how we've been operating our business, or the business. We've been, and I say we a lot because my fiance is so instrumental in the success, and my daughter is so instrumental. Even when she's just taping, the images to the coffee mugs. When we have large orders, my family is just so instrumental. It's just all very important,
As they should be, though.
Yeah.
Like that's ideally we want the people that's closest to us to be involved in supporting us.
Yeah.
You know, and it's messed up.
Buy processes.
Yeah.
The support in the buy process is not always there.
Yep.
You know, like I said, I have 5%, and I'm going to say 5% of people who know me, who support, I'm getting married. Could you do this? Absolutely. Or, I would love to support you. And they buy something they don't even need, but they just want to support. But 95% of support comes from people I have never met before. And it's amazing because I was reading on Facebook one time, a young lady said she was really getting upset with people asking who does what when they know that she does. They know you do it. Oh, who makes coffee mugs, or who can help me brand this or brand that, and they know you do it. You have to, because you see my post and you like it. And then they're asking for other people. She was just saying that those are people you need to start to weed out.
Why do you think people do that? Like they know you have a business, but they look elsewhere to spend their money.
People are not gonna like this answer, but it's my honest to God answer. Envy. That's what I think it is. Some people think that if I support you, then what I do may start to lack, because a lot of people feel they can do it themselves. They feel they can do it themselves, or they want to find it cheaper, right? Some people don't support you simply because they envy you, they don't want to pay for your prices, or they think that you will outshine them. So I think those are the 3 main reasons. Now, I could be completely wrong. Maybe you just don't like me. I don't know. Just to be candid and honest. Some people will never buy from you because secretly they don't rock with you like they say they rock with you. Yeah. A lot of people claim that, oh yeah, that Bodine, that's my dude. You know what I mean? But how many Bodine songs have they actually listened to? You know what I mean? What apparel have they bought from you? You know what I mean? Some people just like the sound that they rock with you, but they really don't.
To make them more, to bring more attention to them.
Exactly. Like, oh yeah, I know, Bo. We kick it all the time.
Boy, you don't know me.
Right. You ain't bought nothing.
You don't even know my real name. I'm going somewhere.
It's funny because I was called you by your real name when I came in. I was like, I don't think he wants his real name being said. So
no, it's all good.
I'm going to keep that a secret.
It's cool. But yeah, man, like it's like even with the 5% that do support, do you think sometimes that the reason why people don't support is because they don't need the product, or do they, do you see them purchase products similar, but they just don't come to like you?
That's a 50-50.
50-50?
Yes. Some people absolutely, and I'm guilty of that one. Some people sell stuff that I absolutely like. Okay, for example, extensions, right? I don't wear extensions anymore. I haven't worn extensions in a long time. Right now, I'm in the process of locking my hair. So I don't wear extensions anymore. But I know several young ladies who sell extensions, and they're beautiful. I just don't wear extensions,
sure.
So I can't support that. But what I have done is, if I see they have like one of those posts that says "Cash App me" or something, I'll Cash App them something, for support. But I do believe that I have something that sometimes people really don't need, or they already have someone that does it for them, which is understandable. But like I said, if you truly believe in somebody, there's find some way to support if you really want to support that person's brand. Like we said, Cash App, hey, just sending you a donation. I know you need inventory. I'm selling a product, right? So that there's inventory put into this. I need coffee mugs to offer everybody, to have on hand. I may need racks to put up clothes or something. So even if you just send $20 or something, say, hey girl, this is just to support. Unfortunately, you don't even have to say all that, but I get the message. I don't have anything that you need right now. So yes, I do believe it's that. And then I do believe that sometimes, like I said, some people already have someone that does their stuff. So it's like your barber, right? You might have a friend who cuts her, right? But you might not go to him because you're loyal to your barber, right?
He's like a backup.
Exactly. But if your barber was out of town, then you know who to go to.
Hey, Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I think that's another reason. So I don't think it's all negative why some people who know you don't support you.
Yeah.
But I do think that those are on the list.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And you said you have another company that you're working on too? I do. What's that?
So I have Crafting Unleashed, the ultimate hands-on experience.
Okay.
And that is something that we are going to be launching in December.
Dope.
So it's going to be a 2-part to it. So one will be where we're actually doing the dye sublimation classes.
Okay.
So for those individuals who are interested in learning how to perfect the craft and technique, and you are cool with watching YouTube, but you want a hands-on experience, we're going to actually have it set up to where everyone's working with their very own heat press.
Dope.
Everyone's working with their very own supplies that we're going to supply you with. So, you'll get a plate, a towel, a coffee mug, we'll have things there for you to actually work on, and that'll be included in your package. You get to take that home. So that's one element of the Crafting Unleashed. And then the second element is going to be where we take date night and we turn it into something where we have the personalized chef there for you to cook for you and your significant other. There's going to be no technology allowed. So there's no TV, no phone. You're just you and your significant other. So you guys are going to have that nice romantic dinner, time to talk, and then you're going to come and supplement some items with us to take home.
That's
so
dope.
You guys want to make matching shot glasses, and take a shot. Cool, go for it.
And when does it open?
So that's going to be launching, I want to say December 1st.
Okay.
Because we get our keys next week, so I'm really excited.
That's dope.
Yeah, so.
And that's a dope way to keep people just out and active during this quarantine, whole situation. So that's cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's been cooking.
I'm excited for that one. That sounds pretty fun.
It's been cooking.
Check that one out.
Cooking, yeah.
Do you have any other business endeavors that you're working on, or those are the two main things that that's up and running that you're trying to push?
Well, actually, we also have the Expo events that are coming up.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to have the Expo December 6th.
Okay.
We chose to be smart in business.
Right.
The venue was brought down to 25% capacity. So we could have still functioned, but we want to be able to give the experience of the Expo, and we just felt like we couldn't do that with a 25% capacity. So it's been moved to January 31st. It's still at the same venue, Chic Event Space. Tickets are $5 in advance, sold at FanIISeeDesigns.com/get tickets.
Get that ticket.
Yes, get that ticket, or $7 at the door. Ages 5 and under are free. So there are going to be other resources. So you're going to, of course, have your vendors that you can shop from, but you also are going to have your bankers there. Your investment bankers are going to be there. Law is going to be there. Primerica for insurance purposes are going to be there. So you're also going to be able to gain some knowledge about some things and get some questions answered that you may have had in regards to your business moving forward, and maybe the POS system, which is your point of sale system. Maybe you're thinking about, okay, how do I invest some of the funds that I'm getting here? How do I make money, right? And you can move in that direction. So we definitely want to have all of that for you. And then we also have live media coverage by Ethnic Ish and More with Nico the Great, Yayo, and Melanie.
Okay.
We have D to the C from 95.5, which is like 90. They changed the dial recently.
They did?
They did. They got bought out. I think it's like 94.6. Don't quote me, y'all. But of old school 95 D to the C, he's on Sounds.
Okay.
And then it's going to be sponsored by Bree of In Style Beauty, Pajama Playground, Midland States Bank, and Kaizone Bath Bombs. Oh, and Up and Comers Young Execs. So all those are our sponsors.
That's dope that all those sponsors back to back like that. That's what's up.
I have, because during this expo, and then we also have one May 16th, and we have a Young Expo in July, July 21st to be exact.
Okay.
So we're looking for the youth to come out for that one. So be on the lookout for those details. But the reason why I've gotten to know these businesses, it's 24 businesses. The reason why I've gotten to know them so well is because I offer packages with their vendor tables. So they're getting coffee mugs, they're getting towels, they're getting shirts, they're getting lanyards, a part of their vendor package. So when you sit there, you hand make everybody's stuff.
Yeah.
You start to remember who it is. You start putting names with everything, which is good. So and I've purchased from a couple of the vendors, and I look forward to purchasing for more. So it's just something that we hope to get bigger and bigger and continue to provide resources for the businesses as well.
That's what's up, man. Make sure you guys go purchase tickets at fantasy.com, FanIISeeDesign.com, and do business with Claire. This is pretty dope. If you're looking for custom made accessories, this is your girl to go to. If you don't have anybody, that does it for you. Support black businesses, support independent businesses. COVID, has really put a damper on a lot of people's, source of income. You know what I mean? So definitely, so support independent businesses. They need it just as bad as Walmart, Walgreens, Snooks, and everybody else does. You know what I mean? What are some words of wisdom that you can give to people that have independent businesses during this pandemic?
Two things that are just super important to me, and I'll speak to it as a spiritual thing. Make sure that your spirit is right.
For sure.
Because that keeps a clear mind, that keeps you focused. Stay hungry. Always stay hungry. The more hungry you are, the more you'll work. You know what I mean? And then most importantly, be patient. Be patient with the process. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? That's what they say.
Right.
And your business won't be either. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. Be patient. Stay with it. Be patient with yourself, most importantly, because you're human and you're not going to get it right every time. I didn't get it right every time at first.
Right.
Shipping was off. Processing time was off. It's a learning process. Be patient.
Okay. All right, man. And where can we find you at besides the website? You got any social media?
Everywhere is FanIISeeDesignsLLC. So that's FAN2SEE Designs with an S LLC on every social media handle. And yes, I'm working on becoming more social media.
Dope. Wait, man, it was a pleasure having you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, most definitely. Thank you for reaching out, because I wouldn't have known nothing about it. And it's good seeing you too. It's been about 5 years since I've seen him.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It was good to be on the other side of the mic.
Well, hopefully I did good.
You did an excellent job. I'll give you an A+.
Thank you. So, fantasy.com. FanIISeeDesigns.com, sorry.
You're going to keep messing up my name. I'm going to call you out. No,
FantasyDesigns.com. Follow them on Instagram at Fantasy Designs.
Cut. I'm going to just say everything.
Look,
follow me on Instagram, Fantasy Designs LLC, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank you.
Damn. Got a little tongue tied. Till the next time, STLvsErrbody on Loco Radio, Bodine, Clare McGale, FanIISeeDesignsLLC. We out.